Hey guys, my name is Luke Horwath, and I go by Luke99 on YouTube and at Luke99studios.com. So this is the first time this build has traveled to a show. It is my life-sized, fully operational Lego Batman pinball machine. Some of the major statistics that I get asked a lot about is that it has over 7,000 pieces. It uses all 39 villains from the Lego Batman movie, has a total of 5 power functions motors and 2 battery boxes. It's a very busy build, but when it's all working, it's a lot of fun. The biggest question for sure is, does it work? Yes, it does. Just like it has many features you would find on a real pinball machine. We've got Playfield obstacles that move around, the motorized ball return. So for when you lose, the ball drops down that hole. I can actually demonstrate that real quick. Drops down the hole, and basically like a little GBC module, really. My first experience with that, it rolls down a track and then just pops up on the conveyor up to the plunger. Then the flippers, just like any real pinball cabinet, when you push them in, they pop back out right into place. All pinball machines have to have a little playfield detail, so it was my first experience building a studs up mosaic just of the Joker's face. We've got kind of the 2 bumpers on the sides where the ball hits and bounces off the rubber band. We've got Killer Croc kind of reaching for the ball. The biggest obstacle to a lot of people I've found is the spinning clay face, which kind of blocks your path of kind of the main goal, which is to get it inside Joker's funhouse, which is full of villains. I've been having some trouble with the motor today, but Man-Bat usually oscillates back and forth, companioned by his flying buddies. And then another big hit has been kind of the Plinko type style. When you shoot the ball up, it bounces around in here off the 5 different villains' obstacles, and either back to safety or a sad loss.
I love everything you've included in there. That's so awesome. And so then I noticed the coaster up top there. How does that incorporate in?
Right. So a couple elements. The Joker sign, this, and the coaster have been stripped from the Joker's Funhouse, Joker Manor set. So what I did here is just actually took the coaster layout and just removed the 2 8-long track sections to make sure it barely fit on the cabinet. As you can see, just 1 stud clearance on basically every side. And it's got a chain lift back there, and then just like the Lego coaster, a wheel that kind of kicks it out and around. The plunger, people were messing with it and haven't had time to repair it. If you don't mind, I'll just drop the ball up here. The flippers are kind of the main thing that people usually want to see. And yeah.
Oh, there you go. You got it in the fun house.
A little bit of a home court advantage, I'd say, honestly. Let's see.
Now, is everything in this Lego?
It is. This entire build, if I reach over there, is entirely Lego. The only thing not Lego is the actual wooden base that it sits on and the 4 IKEA legs, just due to stability issues. But the entire playfield is built using the studs not on top technique. So it's just basically a brick wall that I built up. And for the process of the machine, I started with the kind of front piece right here, worked the walls up a couple studs, and then started on the board just with supports kind of in between. And if you want, I can open this up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how good the lighting is, but I've got the 2 battery boxes that power all 5 motors. This one is hooked up to an IR receiver to control the speed of this, the little track, and then just a bunch of extra balls, and the letter tiles, which is worth mentioning. Not necessarily throughout the day, but just when I've had people over, I have a little leaderboard up there with people's names, and like an arcade machine, you only get 3 spots to fill it in, and then just with your times. I don't have it set on the stopwatch right now, but normally I take out a remote, hit start, let the clock run as soon as it gets up, and then stop it when it drains.
Okay. Yeah, this is fantastic work. And then can you show us behind the scenes on the back part there as well? Let's take a look in there.
Of course. So even these back doors are all block. Some people consider it a waste, but I think it's more of a purist approach. And that reveals the coaster chain lift, as well as the mechanism that kicks it around, as well as some spare parts. So originally, I used this chain lift, but the coaster wouldn't actually make it all the way around the turn. So I had to do a lot of experimentation. I was thinking something with a gear and an arm that would kick it around, but I ended up not realizing that the Lego set used a wheel, but just a direct drive from a Power Functions medium motor that just kicks it around the turn.
I love seeing kind of the behind the scenes and how everything comes together.
Yeah, I know I have some people ask, does it work? And then when they actually see how it works, it makes it even more impressive.
So then when you bring this to a show like Brick World, what's set up like for this whole machine?
Right. So for this machine, when I built it, I kind of had transport in mind. As I mentioned, this is the first show it's actually traveled to. For transport, the legs come off, so we had to have 3 people, 2 people hold it, and then 1 person screw the legs off, and the entire cabinet moves as one piece. Luckily, it's solid enough underneath. I made sure to add plenty of supports throughout to make sure that it stays as one solid piece. We had to rent a van from Home Depot to get it here, but it all made it in one piece. Setup was really easy. All we had to do was just stick the legs on, turn the motors on, make sure everything worked, and it was ready to play.
That's amazing. I love the Batman theme. I think that's perfect for a build like this as well.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of Batman. Some of my first sets were actually the Arkham Asylum from 2006, I want to say. And so I've been with Batman with Lego basically throughout all my life. And so you see a couple Batman pinball cabinets out there. This one wasn't particularly inspired by anything, but just combining 2 of my favorite things, Batman and Lego and pinball.
And it all works out well in the end. So thank you so much for taking us through the whole build here and explaining how it works. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for talking with me.